Hello, this is General Waffles of the Breakfast Brigade, and this is a Brightwing quick match. Now, Brightwing isn't really what she used to be, and it makes me really sad. But I will talk about that more in another video that's coming out later this week. For now, I'm just going to focus on this game. I've been trying out builds all day to try to make Brightwing work, and I think this is the one that's going to do it. It's basically a focus on damage in your queue. So level 1 I pick up the 50% more damage. It's been kind of a weird day for recording. Like, I think this was like a 4-minute queue. So getting matched up with weird people and getting matched up with weird team comps. Our team comp's pretty good. It's got the double mage plus the butcher, which I think is terrible. And with this build, I think it's going to be really good against the Vikings, but unfortunately Viking players are actually really good. Now, I'm trying to be really aggressive, and I'm just trying to stick with somebody, and I'm just harassing Nova out, trying to get that early game aggression. Because Brightwing's always been really good at that. She barely gets away, and the Vikings jump on me. But Nova should have to go back, and she doesn't. Unfortunately, can't really do much about it. Really just trying to harass the Vikings down. If we can actually get Balog and Eric down, then it'll be a big help. I'm forced to go back from Nova, and she's being pushed out. Murden coming in to do some work. Comes in, starts beating up on the Vikings. Jaina ends up dying in the top lane to the Butcher. Nova's still sticking around. And I really want to kill her, but I cannot. Yeah, well, we managed to pressure out the Vikings. And they're going to have to go back and get a Moonwell. And here I am just pushing the lane. Brightwing's really good at being where she needs to be. And I just think that being down bottom and making sure we can hold this is the correct move. Like, I keep looking up top, but I don't think that they need me. Like, I keep thinking that I should teleport up there, but it looks like they got it. And now we can potentially get Dragonite. Olaf moving down, and I'm just here to stop him. Now, as long as I'm on this point, he can't push me out. The other Vikings are starting to converge, and I'm mostly worried about someone coming and ganking me, but I figure that I'm okay. I pick up the anomaly just so I can get some more damage out, some more AoE damage. Butcher coming in to take this. I kind of just have to let him have it. There's no way I can duel the Butcher at all, no matter how bad I think the character is. He still does a lot of damage. Like there, I'm pretty sure he could have killed me if he actually committed to that. Now our Butcher's kind of in a bad spot fighting theirs, but our Murden's coming down, and we're going to be able to secure the kill on Balog and Olaf. Of course, they're just Vikings, so they'll be back pretty soon. And they're not really worth that much, but since we got some control down bottom, I'm going up top to help Jaina. Murden, not knowing that I'm up here, jumps over, and he doesn't really get a lot of punish. He goes down to about half, but he'll heal back up. Now, since I can't teleport and I can't mount, I'm basically going to stay up here for a little while at least to help defend this. Nova coming in. Yeah, ends up bursting Jaina for half her health. Fortunately for her, the slows of Jaina and the damage of Brightwing are enough to bring her down. Yeah. Now they control both the shrines, and we should be able to take back top. And it looks like they're holding off mid well enough. Murden just barely getting out of there. Yeah, he had to have like no health. It's kind of sad. Going down to help the Butcher. He ends up taking out Balog and then running off to his death. This is what I think makes the Butcher so annoying to have to, like, support. I didn't think he was going to die, so I kind of left him alone. Butcher's annoying to support because he tends to run off into random directions. We managed to get the Dragonite. I managed to delay it just enough and not die. Kel'Thas come down to help with that. And now we're just down bottom getting that XP. Dragonite. First Dragonite doesn't usually do too much, and you don't want to group too hard. It's basically like if you can get extra experience by pushing other lanes, then you should. Because the enemy either has to let the Dragonite do what it does and take their towers out, or they have to come and try to soak. They're leaving top open, but the Vikings are down bottom, and they've kind of grouped mid to deal with our Dragonite, so our Dragonite's not going to do too much. It's okay, it's just the first one. Here, Brightwing's healing used to be a lot better, and I tank the tower shots to get him down, and then I look at the map and I see Butcher is in the top lane, and I forgot that Nova is in fact in this game. So, yeah. She misses her snipe, but the pinning shot is more than enough. And I go down to the combined damage of Nova and the Vikings, and yeah, I'm just sad that I forgot about that. There's going to be other things that I forget about Brightwing, even though this is probably the 8th game that I played this day of Brightwing in a row. Teleport up top to help the Butcher. Yeah, not too much to do until level 10, so I'm just moving mid to get that XP. We're both very close on XP, and this should just push us right up to 10 with them. So no one gets a level 10 advantage. I pick up Emerald Wind, not nearly even close to as good as it used to be. Because it used to be a stun, as well as a knockback, and use that to interrupt channels, such as when Nova uses her triple tap. It's just really instinctual to hit that R, because you hear the sound, and then you hit R. You hear Nazebo cast Ravenous Spirit, you hit R. You know, this is just kind of what you did. But now it's just a knockback and damage, and it doesn't knock anyone out of channels. It's a slight stun, sort of. But it's just not nearly as good. Her blink heal is probably better now, but her blink heal might be better, but even with blink heal, you're not doing enough most of the time. And that's the problem with Brightwing, is that you just can't do enough anymore. Her healing is basically her passive, and it's worse than everyone else in the game. I mean, the only person that I've actually managed to out-heal is Tyrande. Or Tassadar. And then if Tyranda's like actually trying to do some sort of healing build, she'll out-damage you. Either way, they bullied me out of the Dragonite, and they defended both the shrines, so Nova ends up picking up the Dragonite. And their team is grouping to push. Our team is fairly split up. I'm just here to deal with the Dragonite. Yeah, I end up walking in so much AoE this game simply on the fact that I think my sustain is better than it is. Which I shouldn't think at this point. Yeah, their team kind of backed off, and the Dragonite went over to the tower and didn't really accomplish too much. Nova ends up dying for it. And Kel'Thas' ult fizzles with Tassadar just going that phase shift. And now I'm just going to recall and come right back. I'm hoping it doesn't screw my team. They seem to be doing good. So I teleport in on the Butcher. The Force Wall manages to keep him away from that Tassadar. Going in, trying to do anything I can. And so I ended up picking the refresh, the cooldown for the Q for every hero it hits. This is just kind of going with the theme that I think that Brightwing really needs to build for damage anymore to actually get anything done. Before it was a choice, like you built. She was overpowered before. It was a choice. You can build damage or you don't. Here I'm just trying to keep everyone away from Kel'Thas, and I end up taking a Nova ult and dying for it. Yeah, I didn't have enough space to actually go back and polymorph her. Here, Butcher coming in, taking down Nova pretty quick. And it looks like a fairly good team fight, but Butcher is going to just start doing work on our team. Our Butcher gets separated and ends up dying to the Vikings. Their Butcher barely dies. He was right on the edge of getting away. Our Jaina dies, and now Murden's in a tough spot. I come in and try to help him, speed him up, and he ends up getting out of there. Now, this game, I'm just trying to keep everyone alive, and it's really difficult because people tend to get split up in our team fights. And I don't really have blink heal to get around. And I'm just trying to keep getting in positions where I can make an advantageous, split for our team, but Tassadar's making that very hard. Here, I picked up the sticky Q, whatever it's called, level 13. Your Q does a 40% slow, and for an AoE, that's really good. You can't cancel your passive, so I just kind of had to abandon Kel'Thas because I already started using my blink, my phase shift, and Kel'Thas died down bottom. We picked up a kill on Nova and Eric, but still we're having trouble controlling the map. Their Vikings have more or less been together, so it's not because of that. We're just kind of having trouble picking fights, and then we're getting picked off. We're just trying to help Murden secure this, Murden on Murden. And we're able to kind of push him out. I'm just being annoying here. I figure that his time is way more valuable than mine since I can phase shift, so I just keep dismounting him. Here I accidentally step out of the bush, and well, I just kind of go with it. Not too much I can really do. There's a fight happening down bottom, so I'm going to go down there and try to help. And, well, we take down Murden, and Tassadar's just going to walk away. Kel'Thas dies to the power of Nova, because anyone that thinks that Kel'Thas is overpowered has never played Nova or never played against Nova as Kel'Thas. Now Butcher running in to try to secure that kill on Nova. I polymorph her to make sure she can do absolutely nothing. I knock everyone away. And we end up picking up a triple kill. Olaf, the only Viking managing to escape in a longboat. Tassadar securing down bottom so we can't get the Dragonite. And now we're just kind of all moving down bottom to try to secure that. And Star Platinum, the Vikings. Olaf ends up falling, Tassadar coming in to harass. And the Dragonite is open, but there's no one to really take it with Tassadar here. Murden trying to take it, but now they got Tassadar and Murden coming in to stop us, and we can't contest. Top ends up getting taken, and well, we're just kind of walking around again. Tassadar's force roll keeps me from escaping, but I don't die in the process. All their damage was elsewhere. Murden still being big and scary in that avatar form. Someone picking up the siege camp. Our team kind of disorganized and not getting the camps that we could be. Now they're about to get bottom, and we have to defend this. Kel'Thas getting charged by the Butcher, and then, rooted in place by the Lamb to the Slaughter. I'm just here trying to harass anything I can, staying close to injured people, looking for Nova. My polymorph is saved almost exclusively for Nova and the Butcher, but you can't use your polymorph on the Butcher until he actually runs into your ally, because his initiation's actually good, unlike Thrall, who just kind of walks forward and you polymorph him, and then he can't do anything. Now up top, Jaina in a really bad spot, and she ends up ice blocking at the very last second, so I don't actually get up there. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I don't know. I probably would have ended up dying. Or walking away with a little health. The Pyroblast will chase down Murden, and he will die. And here, Nova, really good bait. That could have been mitigated by me paying attention at all to what was going on, but I didn't. And I paid the price. Kalathar's just being hunted down, and one by one we're picked off slowly. You can see up in the death timers how separate we died from each other. Just by the numbers. Jaina died, and then I died, and then later on Kalathar's got hunted down, and this is really helping the enemy team. They have Nova, and with Nova, if you group, it's a lot harder for her to get stuff done. But if you separate, then you can actually get picked off. And that's what's happening. Just trying to hold off the Dragonite. Jaina's back up. I'm going to be back up in a few seconds. And the Butcher, he's going to be right back. I'm just going to go right in on Jaina, try to get up to that Dragonite. Tassadar is pushing mid. The Vikings are split up. Balog will get taken down. Kel'Thas is saying engage, but I don't know exactly what he was talking about. Now the Dragonite should be taken down here. It walks away with just a tiny bit of health, but that's not going to matter as it only has 6 seconds left. The person ends up getting out in safety, and well, we're back to waiting for the shrines. They're level 20, and we're right behind them. XP-wise, it's a fairly close game. Yeah. They've taken down one fort, we've taken down one fort. It seems like a really close game. And we do have the team fight potential. I pick up continuous wins because if I can keep people locked down for large amounts of time, then Kalathar's and Jaina will be a lot safer. And you can really push people into walls and keep them there. I end up walking in there and just... there was nothing I could do. I got stunned by Murden, and then Nova's burst is far too much. The team was too far behind to help me, and there's not too much they could have done to help me anyway. Yeah. Nova doesn't get her fast reload, and the Butcher ends up going down, not realizing that he was trapped by the lamb to the slaughter, and continually tries to walk out. I think that needs a better identifier. I think it'd be more of a problem if the Butcher was actually good. Murden escaping. Really, we only traded the Butcher for their Butcher, but I died before that, so that skews it in their favor. Now they're just pushing with these mercenaries. They're going to end up being able to pick up our mercenaries. You got the Vikings in the top pushing to try to take down our fort with some of the Bruiser camp, the Knights. And our team is on the back foot, and I'm about to be back up, but we're kind of injured and we can't really contest this Dragonite coming up. And we need to be able to group and get into a position, but Jaina goes off chasing the Vikings up top and ends up going to clear out the mercenary camp at our top fort. Really, we need to be on these points because they're already on these points. They have the Vikings, and they have the map control. They got the siege minions down at the bottom. And Nova coming in, hunting down Jaina. Here's where I should have left, but I really thought that something good could happen. Unfortunately, everyone had already migrated here. My continuous wins are not enough to save Jaina, and I try to phase shift out, but it was on cooldown, and I did not realize that. Jaina surprised there's 4 top. I wasn't, but I went in anyway. So, I guess that makes me the dumb one. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. He just had 1 hit left and no one finished him. Butcher getting caught out, but the power of Nova is too strong, taking down our Butcher. Kalathar's being trapped and Butcher just healing right off of him. Yeah. It's looking really bad now. Before, it was fairly even, but now they have a very decisive lead. It's almost 2 levels. And they got the Dragonite again. We got 4 dead at the moment. 2 of them are coming up real soon. And they're just sieging down everything. Doesn't look like we're going to make it through this one. And Jaina's our only damage right now. I teleport in to Murden and try to just do anything I can. But I am just so squishy I just get poked down. The Vikings end up just kicking my ass. I'm always surprised on how much damage they can do late game. You don't see them very often now. You didn't see them very often anyway, because they're actually fairly difficult to play. Here they've dismantled everything except for our core, and now they're moving in to take that. They still got 30 seconds on the Dragonite, full health. There's no way we're getting out of this. And here, not like it would have mattered, but instead of polymorphing, I tried to cast Emerald Wind, because in my mind I hear that Nova ult, and I want to push R. Because that's how you used to stop it. Oh, you also polymorphed. Either way, we lost. A lot of reasons. Yeah. Yeah, I just don't think the Brightwing is where she needs to be. I think she needs some love to get to some sort of viability. Yeah, if you think I'm wrong, go try her yourself. As you can see, I kept up fairly well. That's about a Tyranida's worth of healing. Either way, that's going to be it for this video. Till next time.